Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and I don't even know where I am today, so don't ask. I just went down a side road where Siri said she'd take me somewhere else. Now I don't know where I am. I was supposed to go to a different beach. Yeah, the beaches are closed for today because of the Air and Sea show. I didn't know that was going on. I don't pay attention to worldly things, but I'm going to be talking to you all about the power of intention. And at the end of this video, I'm going to take a little walk back there. Yeah, it looks very Floridian. It's very swampy back there. There's probably alligators there. Don't pay attention to that. But intention is a very strong thing. It's a very powerful thing. With intention reveals everything. So I recently taught in today's TikTok video that you can catch someone lying on the spot with intention. So if there's someone being kind of sneaky, someone being kind of shady, someone who is just not, you have a bad feeling about them, maybe they're asking you questions that are not good, maybe you just have an eerie feeling. Sometimes your guardian angels will give you a feeling about someone or something just because they want to help you and you're a good person and you're on the right track. So if you want to flat out just make your life very easy, you can do this with spiritual teachers, you can do this with spiritual, non-spiritual teachers. I've even done this in college, but you can do this with people who are just in the habit of presenting some kind of information towards you. You can do this with me. You can do it with anyone. If you do it with a good person, then you're going to get a nice reaction. You're going to be like, okay, what's your intention? I'm here to teach you right now. So that's the intention. Everything has an intention behind it. You have to get in the habit of hunting intention. You have to get in the habit of just knowing. Just because I see a lot of spiritual teachers on TikTok and they're presenting some really false misinformation. And if you just really sit there and ask, what is this person's intention? What are they doing? What is this person doing? And they have a double motive. They have some kind of intention that's really not good. They have some kind of intention to benefit themselves. They maybe benefit their YouTube channel. They'll benefit their campaign or whatever they're doing or whatever they're on. And there's a family walking by. I didn't know there's people who cross through here. With intention, just everything's intention. So people who I know sharing misinformation, for example, people who will teach about fake crystals, or there's a woman on TikTok and she flat out teaches fake information. She'll say this zodiac sign can't wear these crystals. And you really have to ask, what's the intention behind her teaching misinformation? Why is she presenting information that's not true? And I hope you guys can kind of identify it and really get in the habit of knowing what they're actually doing. So for some people, it might be just very obvious. When this person, and I'm not going to name who the woman is because I don't want to give her attention or light, she flat out teaches, oh, what are you doing? You're an Aries and you're wearing tiger eye. How dare you? Her intention is to get followers, to get clout, to get subscribers. Her intention is to find other people, to find them other people to go to her channel. Because I'll have people in my TikTok live from one YouTube video telling me I didn't know I couldn't wear this one gemstone, or I couldn't wear this one crystal. That's fluff. That is flat out fluff. If you pay attention to the rest of her videos, you'll go through every video and it's all just misinformation. I don't think she really knows about gemstones herself. I don't think she really knows anything about crystals. I think she's just farming clout. She's farming attention. Remember, when someone gets your attention, they get your energy. Everything's energy, and people will rob you of your energy just to take some of your life. So in that sense, when she's taking your energy, now you're thinking about it. Now you're going to go back to her just because you're going to keep checking her page. And I actually see some followers from my page go on her page and then find misinformation there. And those are the same followers, because I'll pay attention. I'll actually call them out on the spot in her comment section. I'll be like, didn't I talk about this? And you're asking the question. And it's the same followers who are just not learning anything. And I wonder why, because their intention is to not really learn. Everything's behind intention, especially with someone who's lying, or even us. Essentially, you'll have people questioning you and asking you questions, and you'll notice that their questions doesn't really fade away. Their questions don't go away. So when you ask them a question, when they ask you a question and you answer it, you gave the truth. Like, okay, you're asking for a question, here's the answer. But they keep asking you the same question over and over and over and over again. At that point, that's not questioning, that's digging. What's the intention with that person asking so many different questions? Now, you can actually find out on the spot. So basically that person might not be a good person. There might be something fishy or off about that person, but you don't know. But when you ask what's your intention, when you get the intention on the spot, you don't play around with it. You don't kind of think, you don't go home and you wait, and you don't go home, like, you don't let anyone's bad intentions marinate. Call it on the spot. You will see me in my TikTok lives being like, okay, just flat out people ask, oh, I want a crystal. Well, what, for example, some people are like, what crystals can I get that are bad crystals or can do something bad? And I'm like, what's your intention? Yeah, it's not good. And the biggest thing is people who have bad intentions will always pause. They'll always pause. They'll always take a second and be like, or they'll ask you, can you repeat the question? It's a habit with lawyers. It's a habit with criminal investigators. They know when someone's stalling for time. The truth doesn't have to think. Your intention is just everything. Like, especially when bad people go to astral travel or when bad people go to practice spiritual abilities, they'll practice the spiritual abilities and they'll practice astral traveling, and they attract dark things to them just because their intentions are dark. Ooh, that's just so surprising. You went into the astral realm. Your spirit guides pushed you away from astral traveling so heavy because your intentions weren't even clear with yourself, to the point where you actually successfully astral traveled because you went past the point of your spirit guides' help and advice. And they basically said, yeah, don't astral travel. You're not ready for that. You have to work on yourself. You have blockages. Don't astral travel. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. You went ahead and did it anyway. They're like, okay, this person has to learn their lesson. They'll let you astral travel. When you get back from the astral travel, and some of this happens to you, guys, this happens to some of you who've been messaging me. We're all growing. We're all on different points of our journey. But if you astral travel and you have dark intention, now you're stripped naked of your physical flesh and you're in the spiritual world. And guess what? Everything's made clear. Your intention is shining bright as day. You really think you're gonna, first off, for anyone who thinks that they can lie, you can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to God. You can't lie to the Creator. You can't lie in the astral realm like you can lie in the physical realm. And your intentions are very, very just wide open, and just looking behind me and making sure alligators are not sneaking up. I don't want to have to wrestle an alligator out here. But your intention has to be bright as daylight. It has to be clear. Ask yourselves, when you're doing something, what's your intention in doing it? For some of you who are trying to connect to angels, what's your intention in connecting to angels? What's your true intention? Are you trying to get entertained? Are you trying to really see a different side of light? Just see the full light. Just see the highest potential you can be in. Angels will help you elevate, but you're not going to lie to an angel. A lot of times, an angel will stay quiet because they know your true intentions. They won't say anything because they know your true intentions. Because your intentions on the spiritual plane, like I said, can't be hidden. And that's that. You're not going to hide intention. If you ever want to catch someone doing something bad in an act, or someone being a bad person, or someone just, if you want to call them out and put them on the spot, ask them what their intention is. Hey, what's your intention? Like, what are you doing? Like, you have to constantly ask it through any conversation. So even with a random person, you guys can practice this. I'm going to give you guys homework to do. So even when you go through a conversation, just go throughout the conversation and then just really pay attention. Be like, what's this person's intention? What is this, what is their real intention? Because is their intent good? Are they a good person? Are they trying to learn something? Are they trying to make a friend? Are they trying to make some kind of pact with you? Make some kind of, because these people will do all different kind of things out here. People will do, are they trying to get over on you? Are they trying to scam you? Because I've seen that. I've been in an elevator with someone with the Cash App scam back, and I'll tell this story right now. First question I asked myself, what's this person's intention? I'm like, I'm in an elevator and he wants to play a game, and he's going to give me, he basically wants to gamble on the game. I'm like, all right, go ahead. And he had me guess what's in the cup a few times. And I got it right each time. But when it came time, because he lost the bet 3 times. Don't ask. Well, you can ask more details about that on the side. But it was a very fishy scenario. I mean, that area was fishy. Florida has very fishy areas. So he's like, okay, I lost the bet. Now I'll cash app you. And I'm like, okay, I don't really. First of all, I don't even care about the cash. Like, I was just, and it was like, I'm not gonna say how much it was, but it was a significant amount. I was doing it to. not just to find out his intention, but to see where he's trying to lead it to, so I'm able to help others. So I'm able to go through something to help others. So in that scenario, I felt safe. I felt confident. My angels were at my back at that time and right now. But that person's intention was to scam. They were trying to scam using Cash App. But when I first got in the elevator, I'm like, there's something off. I'm gonna go along with it just so I can kind of pull the darkness into the light. And the dude was kind of like, he kind of took off. He just bolted. He's like, and he took off. I actually know what happened to him after that, because he tried to scam people. And one thing about dark people, they're always gonna find other dark people. When someone tries to scam someone else, they might be successful with good people, and they might victimize the good people. But when they get around to darker people darker than them, they actually get canceled out. That guy got canceled out. It's really unfortunate. What you put out is what you receive, and that's exactly what he got. Same thing with people putting out dark intentions, with people just being dark, because don't ever try to mix light and dark. Don't ever try to mix light and dark. People are like, oh, well, it's a balance, and I can do some dark here, and I can do some light here, and as long as I do enough light, or as long as I do enough good things, I can equal it out with some bad things. What's your intention? Your intention is to cover it up, because you're not a good person, and what you're doing is you're trying to mask. You're trying to put a facade. You're trying to put an illusion on what you're doing to make it look like you're a good person. And how many times have you guys have seen that throughout society, with even in churches, like the pastor, just, it's, if you want to, because a lot of you are afraid to go to church because there's a lot of rotten pastors, just flat out on your first day, show up and be like, okay, what's this person's intent? A lot of commercials that use, that talk about God on the radio, what they'll do is they'll talk a little bit about God, and they'll talk about 5 minutes about a commercial about how you should vote for this politician. Like, what's their intention? Are they putting on just a full-on illusion, and they're trying to fool you? Or are they really trying to help you? It's one or the other. You're not gonna mix them. Like once you get good at finding out people's intentions, you'll be a master reader of energy when you walk into a room and like, okay, what's this person's intention? Or like, oh, okay, tell me, like, just basically, you can ask in your head, you can ask it out loud, what's their intention? You're most likely gonna shock them. That's mainly my video on intention. We're gonna take a little walk down here because I don't even know what's over here. What's my intention in walking down here? Well, I feel safe and I'm curious, so yeah, this is pretty cool. It's just like a little swamp background with flowers and birds and butterflies and alligators. But until next time, I will see you guys later. Ciao.